Happy Friday the 13th. And welcome back to another On the Reel with Sugar. As you can see from the setup, from the mask, from my opening call sign, this is all about the movie Friday the 13th. This is one of the movies, one of the three original characters that I was fascinated with growing up, because between Jason Voorhees, Freddy Krueger, and Michael Myers, that was my childhood. I grew up in the 90s, I was born in the 80s, but these all came out in the 80s. So I grew up, when I was of age, to watch these movies. Like, I enjoyed these. These were like my go-to for horror movies. If Friday the 13th actually fell on a calendar day, they're playing Friday the 13th. So this was huge for me, and as you can see, I have a ton of artwork and memorabilia of Friday the 13th because he is one of my top three villains, followed with Michael Myers and Freddy. But we're here to discuss the movies. So we're gonna start with the first one. The first one, a lot of people don't know this. There is a great documentary about Friday the 13th on Movies That Made Us on Netflix. I definitely recommend you check it out. It talks about how they filmed this movie. They actually did not have a script for this movie. The director literally told them lines to say before they filmed it, and they filmed it. And it turned out to be a hit. And I think one of the big reasons why it turned out to be a hit is because it showed something you didn't expect. The killer at the end, nobody expected what was going to happen, and I think that's what drew you in. I don't want to. I'm spoiling something because everybody thinks they know who the killer is, but you don't truly know, and you find out at the end of the first one, and then you get to the second one, which is known as the trash bag Jason Voorhees, or the burlap sack Jason Voorhees. So this is actually when Jason had a burlap sack over his head, and that's when he was terrorizing people. And it wasn't until the third film that he got the iconic hockey mask. This didn't come around until the third movie. People don't know that. They think it was from the very beginning, but it was not. Until the third film, this was not brought around. And it was only used because they wanted to have something, and it was just laying around the set, and they said, throw this on, and it worked perfect. And I'm glad it did, because it is such an iconic character, iconic mask. I think it was a great decision by them, and it didn't start until the third movie. And they've had 49 million movies. Now they've legit had, I think, 13 movies, maybe with remakes, and some of them are atrocious. Jason X, terrible. Don't waste your time, because it's good fun, but don't go in expecting great. Basically, Jason goes to space. It's weird. It's weird. We got Jason Goes to Hell. That's an interesting one because everybody thought it was over when that happened. We got The New Beginning. You got Corey Feldman acting some of these as a kid. Corey Feldman, people know from The Lost Boys. It is a different role. It's a role that I think is what really started his career, because Lost Boys, he was a kid too. He was also in Goonies. But You have New Blood. You have even Freddy vs. Jason, which is down the road, because everybody was wondering what would happen if they ever fought. So they went so many different twists and turns. They've had multiple times you thought Jason was dead. And the crazy thing is, I'm not gonna spoil it, but there's a reason why Jason Voorhees kills. You find out after the end of Friday the 13th, the original. They've made remakes. I was not a fan of the remake. I tried to like it. I tried to enjoy it. I so wanted to enjoy it. And I was enjoying it until they made Jason Voorhees run. That's not what he does. He's not gonna run and chase you and get you. He does it by whatever he's gonna do, and he's gonna walk, and he's gonna take shortcuts because he knows the area, and that's how he catches you. And that really throws me off. But I will say one thing about Friday the 13th that you haven't seen, maybe in Nightmare on Elm Street, definitely not Michael Myers, but the unique ways he kills people. That is the part people look forward to the most when it comes to the Friday the 13th. I'm gonna spoil one, but one of the most iconic ones for me is he grabs a girl in a sleeping bag, picks up the sleeping bag, and launches it a couple times against the tree, over and over again. And that's how he kills her. That was just such a unique way that hadn't been done before. And it just showed the strength he has and the non-care he has for what he's doing. And he's gonna kill everybody. And it's always camp counselors. They're always going to Camp Crystal Lake. I would think you would not open Camp Crystal Lake again after this happened. But lo and behold, they keep going back. But again, that's horror. That's what they do. They always keep going. They keep taking a chance. They always tell a little story of what happened. But you would think by at some point, he would get old. But he's supernatural, I guess, because he doesn't die. I will say another film that's not as bad as Jason X, but it is really bad, but it's very funny at the same time, was Jason Takes Manhattan. He goes to New York, and how he gets there is already crazy itself. It's just funny. Some of the stuff that happens, he's literally walking down where the ball drops, right in the central square of everything in New York, and people don't even pay attention to him. He's literally huge, carrying a freaking machete. No cops, no nothing. It's crazy, chasing people, and nobody pays attention. I guess that's New York for you, but you just ignore it. It's a character. People are gonna take pictures. They probably wanna take pictures with him.
No big deal. You gotta have a heart made of U.S. steel. If the crack don't get you, then the hookers will.
You a dead meat, slime bag! Yo, man, it's cool. It's cool, man. It's cool.
But it is a series that has been to hell and back, literally, because they have a Jason Goes to Hell. It is a iconic character that was somebody that I watched all the time growing up. It's iconic with Halloween time. The date, Friday the 13th, I'm pretty sure everybody thinks of Jason Voorhees. And who are we kidding? The name Jason Voorhees is just a freaking awesome name. I think we could all agree with that. Voorhees, come on, that is a great name. And he's just got that iconic character with the mask. I think that mask is just what it's all about. And I know they are making another remake. They're making a remake of the remake. So we'll see how that goes. I'm intrigued. I've seen the trailer, but I'm still worried that they're gonna make him run and do things he doesn't do. If they ever make him talk, oh, I'm gonna be so mad because he doesn't make a noise. But I am really looking forward to it. And if you could learn one thing from this movie, don't bully people, because you never know who they are, if they could come back and get you, because that's what he was. He was bullied as a kid. When he went to this camp, things happened. I'll let you watch the movie if you haven't seen it. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. So if you want to take one thing from this, don't bully people, because you never know. They could turn into Jason Voorhees on you. And that's the end of this episode of On the Reel. talking Friday the 13th, all there is about it. And until next time.
I'd like to thank you for coming by. It's a pleasure. Jason, ladies and gentlemen.